So just start whenever. Obligatory response here. Welcome to our show on JZ TV. And so we begin with Punch.
Must
And so we prepare for our next song. Impact. So we prepare for our next song. So the impasse that has come to pass. So we prepare for our next stage in the matter. So the impasse that has come to pass. The impasse that has come to pass is demanding for you to stand up. To stand up. To stand up. This is obligatory response, inviting you to stand up, to stand up, to stand up. So the impasse that has come to pass, it's inviting you to stand up, stand up, stand up. The wretched it cracks. The light of the wretched moon, it cracks, it cracks. In the light of home, the light of home has been guiding your way. And now it's cracked, it's cracked. The wretched moon, it's cracked, it's cracked. It's been lighting your way. It's been lighting your way. It's been lighting your way. So this next song is called Virus. This is not a new song. This was made about 4 years ago. Yeah? It's been that long. Yeah. So we prepare for our next song here on JZ TV. Hello friends, this is awesome. Jason, our host, has been awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have more songs coming up. Obligatory response is thanking Jason. This is awesome. And so we begin our next song, Virus. And so we begin our next song, Virus, Vaccine, or Virus. The division is the real purpose.
Listen. Listen.
Technical difficulties. Bear with us. 2 more minutes. And yet we have to live through these technical difficulties. You must bear with us for a minute. It's okay. It does that. Yeah, it does that.
You know what to do.
Yeah. It's a temperamental computer. Bear with us. And so we begin. Impasse. Virus.
Listen.
two more songs. This next one is called Diamond Days. Can you part with yesterday's diamond days? Can you deal with change? Acceptance is the hardest part. You must deal with change. Acceptance is the hardest part. They say no sudden movements, no sudden changes. Acceptance is the hardest part. No time to sugarcoat sudden changes. Acceptance is the hardest part. Can you part with yesterday's diamond days? Can you part with yesterday's diamond days? Acceptance is the hardest part. Because the wretched it cracks. It cracks. It cracks. It cracks. Acceptance is the hardest part. And so here is Diamond Days.
Diamonds on the brain, send the locusts to swirl.
One more, friends. One more. And so, the creature of man has come to be. The creature of man has lied dormant. The creature of man is a common seed. It is a swarming beast. It is a swarming beast. It is a swarming beast. Creature of man. It's our last song here on JZ TV. Obligatory response coming at you. As we prepare for our final song. Creature of man. We're getting there. We're getting there. This has been a wonderful opportunity. The artwork is amazing. This is Jason's work. Live underground. Thank you so much for having us. You were amazing. Please, if you're a band, drop in, check these guys out. Check these guys. Jason is many. So having a little trouble opening up. Give me a second. Yeah, it's having creature of man is having trouble opening up. Why? For our final song. And in case people don't know, we improvise a little in between because the computer's temperamental. Hi guys. Final song, if the computer chooses to cooperate. Switch to the other. I see, both of them. Yeah, we're having a little trouble with this final song. Here we go. We're getting there. So we really are excited to get this last song in. This is Creature of Man. Give it a chance. Give love a chance. We are actually cooperative people. We should trust in one another, despite what people tell you. You should protest what you want. You should speak your mind. You should stop questioning what other people are protesting about. You should just protest what you want. You should support free speech, no matter what it is. Because trust me, the powers to be are trying to tell us that we hate one another. We don't. The powers that be are trying to tell us that we are against one another. We're not. Everyone has a right to fight for something, for their own. We have created a legacy together. This world belongs to us. Don't forget. So yes, we cannot do creature of man. We're getting ready for the demonization of the enemy. And same concept, same point to make. Demonization of the enemy is just as dangerous as the deification of the ally. Such extremity should not be the basis of you making up your mind. The truth is something you discover along the way. The truth is something you can find. By searching. And questioning, no matter what. Do not agree simply because you belong to a group. And now, as we begin the demonization of the enemy, hopefully,
It happens once in a while.
obligatory response here on JZ TV. Thank you so much for this opportunity to play our 5 songs. Thank you. Woo!
Obligatory response.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This was cool.
This was great. We had such a great time.
It was a pleasure having you guys. It was such a you're the most unique band I've had here so far, and some of the coolest people I've had here.
Thank you. I mean, cool.
Blushing.
You have a cool environment.
Yes.
So, you know,
So
if this
welcoming.
doesn't sound corny, coolness begets coolness.
Yeah, yeah.
You come into a cool space, you can't help but feel okay, relax, do your thing, and it just makes it better for everybody.
Easy breezy and doing your art, displaying us the way you do best. It was wonderful. Thank you so
Oh
much.
man.
Definitely.
I had a lot of fun playing with the artwork and stuff before this week, like just like putting together stuff, because I have these, the digital with the nature and all the other stuff, and it's kind of industrial-y kind of stuff. Like I love that, but I really don't have an outlet for it. And I saw you guys kind of remind me of that. I don't know. You sound very Chicago. Like it's an industrial vibe, and it's got like you've got your own unique characteristics to it. But when I heard your stuff on your live stream that you were doing, your Facebook live stream, that was instantly like my. I asked you to play, and then that was the first thing on my mind. I was like, I'm gonna do some cool ass like weird like kind of digital chaotic kind of artwork for these guys.
And
So
it works definitely. I mean, because
We inspired you for this. This is
Yes.
we love it. This is so fresh.
Yeah.
So different. It's just I love it.
Thank you. It just came out of me. I did it all in about 5 hours, and it just like boom, 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 and it was all stuff I never tried before. It was just fucking around, and it came out great.
no, I mean it fits. I mean, if we were playing this would fit. No,
is
like on
us.
some
This
larger
is-
screen, it would fit.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you guys all of this stuff for sure. For sure.
You coming with too, because it's like, I'm telling you, the work that you put into this and sound wise and everything,
Yeah,
you just blew my
thank you.
mind. You
Thank
blew
you.
my mind. Literally, it's just amazing.
But like I said, from watching the other bands on other JZTV episodes, I got a vibe of what it would be like. Gave her more information, and the fact that you don't just, again, have just one type of thing, so you're well-rounded.
Thank you. Yeah.
Or about further rounded than a lot of people. So, I mean, you know what you're doing. So
Thank you.
Oh my God!
this was
thank
great.
you.
This was really
such
great.
an opportunity. Wow.
Yeah. Well, I started with like most of my guys, like just like hardcore punk and like, heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And because that was what I was into. And then it was like, it started to branch out into further and further genres. And I had no problem with it. I was like, this is great because it's kind of a representation of Chicago, the underground scene of Chicago, the actual DIY bands, the unsigned bands that like, some of them like they're unknown, completely unknown.
Yeah.
And it's like this was a chance for with all of the stuff going on last year and having the live stream, that was kind of the only opportunity to do it, and it forced me to do it. And like now it's like I'm just gonna keep doing this. Like I think it's
Chicago needs you. Chicago needs you. I mean, you are such a voice for us. Thank you. This is great.
Thank you.
Literally, and for other bands, check
Oh,
this
yeah.
out. Yes.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to figure out if I could do 2 a week, if I would do 2 in a day, or if I would do like 2 days. I'm still kind of figuring that out because I'm booked until February.
Oh wow.
So it's like you know what I mean. Like
Why don't you do an impromptu second day every now and then?
yeah, maybe yeah.
And that way you're still free, because getting pigeonholed, it's really rough. It's rough to get out of it.
Yeah.
So it's like every now and then surprise everybody. Hey, special JT.
Yeah.
TV.
Good idea. So you guys do your own live stream
Oh yes.
on
Yes.
Facebook.
Every Sunday, we were doing it every Sunday at 8 o'clock for a year, because we did it the first week of lockdown. because we were
Really?
Yeah,
we
we-
were supposed to play at a gig, and I'm like,
that's how
okay,
that
let's just
works.
live stream. So we
Word.
live streamed, and we live streamed every Sunday. We didn't miss a Sunday.
Yeah.
And I think we stopped a month ago because Vince had a bit of an injury,
Yeah.
Yep.
and it was the best thing for us because that pigeonholed us, and at some point in time,
yeah.
new stuff was not erupting because we were in this, this circle, like,
Right.
listening to your own music constantly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta stop and break away,
Yeah, word.
and immerse yourself somewhere else, and that's what we did, and it's good for our art. So we're coming back, and we're coming back strong. So
Yeah, with ours, the thing obviously, as opposed to a bass player, drum, and this and that, we have to program the drums. You don't just throw something in there and go, okay, done, because you have to kind of mix it so it sounds decent.
Yep.
And the beauty is she has her way of drum programming, and I have my way, so it doesn't end up sounding the same. But I guess all that is to say, we have to a lot of things have to be programmed, so that might take the better part of a month getting it together before
Word.
we even take it to our rehearsal space.
and we tag team it too.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, he works on it, then I take it. I work on it, then he takes it. He works on it. We just kind of
Yeah.
back and forth. We kind of tag team it, and that's how we
Yeah.
make our music. So
It's awesome.
It's
Yeah.
that two style thing that really helps, because if I had to do it on my own, I'm telling you, it would have been boring. And it's that's why I love the idea of you coming in with your vision and your art to put us in a different setting. Because
Yeah.
it's always fresh. It's always wonderful.
Right on. When I hear you, I actually see more colors, like, in my mind. But, like, the stuff I do, it's all black, black and white, gray, whatever, monochrome. It's my style. But I had some color stuff saved for you, but when I hit the button, it didn't work. It was just, like, some things I was going to do at the end, but whatever,
Oh,
it's all good.
No,
Black and
this is
white.
great.
Because I've
This
never
is-
seen, again, the Jay-Z TV episodes that I watched, I've never seen anything like, okay, no, everything fits every band that I've watched,
Right on.
in every episode.
Yeah, there is no wrong. The
No.
only real wrong is the mediocre, the not thought through, the just slapped on.
Right.
Like to actually put in measure and putting your own taste and having faith in your taste. Like that's the creation of all art anyway.
Yeah, and it's part of,
Yeah,
like
well
you said,
said.
the whole DIY thing. If this was more, if Jay-Z TV was a mainstream thing,
It will be.
then you would want all of this. Everything has to be just like this and just
Oh,
like
raw,
that.
good and
But
real.
the beauty of what you do, it fits the whole DIY thing.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, some of the best movies, like our old movies that are in black and white.
Yeah.
And then they colorize them, and it's like, no, I know it's the same movie, but the whole vibe has changed. Put it back.
Right on.
This is the epitome of the antithesis of the industrially made, assembly line art.
Yeah, I mean,
Right on.
Because that's because anybody can make whatever style and use whatever they want to make music. There is no right, there is no wrong. But the thing is that people got to think for themselves and make music for themselves and art for themselves. That's all it takes. That's the only right thing, I think. Wow.
That's awesome. I love some of the stuff you said in between the songs that you were kind of introducing and how you were speaking about the songs. And I'm really glad that I got those parts. I mean, I love the songs too.
Thank you.
But those bridges, like the way that you play the droney kind of loops.
Yeah.
And like you play with it, like you play guitar with it, and you're kind of like just like moving with it and like saying kind of like repeating things. Is that chanting? Like is that like some sort of like
It's
it's just
improv
a
stuff.
mood?
Yeah,
you know.
mood stuff, improv stuff. It's poetry, I guess, but it's all improv that we've been doing in
it's
between
just
the music.
off the top of your head,
Yeah,
kind of thing. It's
'cause
like the
it's-
only thing that's constant. Sorry,
Yeah,
for
I
interrupt-
don't-
The only constant is the loop.
Word.
So we just play on top. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well, I think
I
you're
never-
both
I
saying the
never-
same thing. You're just getting
Yeah,
there different
yeah.
ways, you know?
Yeah, I never different way to grandma's house.
Exactly.
I never played the same thing over a loop because there's no way I'm going to remember what I did today.
Right.
All I know is some of it was like intervals that they normally play for country music,
Huh.
and that's it.
Wow.
That's all. That's all I know. But that's what came to me at that moment.
Yeah.
The
right.
next time it might be. Well, the only thing I didn't go too far here because things set up at the rehearsal space. I'm like, oh, hey, let me see what this button does because I haven't fiddled with it, and I was, won't get this high pitched shrieky thing. So that's why I didn't get too button happy.
Right,
You know,
right.
so I just try to keep it. Okay, I know what key the loop is in, so I'm just gonna go there and stay there. So she
And I
has
repeat some
something to
and-
sit
yeah.
on, so to speak, and I mean, because if it's just me by myself, I know what key the loop's in, so I know I can go over here. I can do that. There's a bunch of stuff by myself I can, but I have to give her something to vibe
And
with.
the live stream without you would have been just boring. I mean, I'm telling you, this you
No,
just
it would have
bring
been
so
fine
much
without me. I could have
flavor.
just gone and stood out in the hall.
Not even.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome. We've been working together for a long time,
Yeah.
and it's just been wonderful. We've been getting stuff done.
Yeah, I love the teamwork, and the self-deprecation is excellent. I mean, that's the way to be. It's a way of being humble, but like with some humor.
Yeah,
you know?
we had to. I
Yeah,
mean,
you
we
gotta
should.
have fun with it. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, any musicians that we've probably all met that musician was, they're like
Yeah.
King Kong on the top of the building knocking the
Unless you're
airplanes
Freddie
down.
Mercury, he's the only person that can do that, because he's the king.
Yeah,
he wants to
yeah.
strut. He can strut. Everybody
Yeah.
else, obey.
True.
Yeah, Freddie wouldn't have looked right if he just stood there.
Yeah, he's just he's the
that was-
king. He was the king and queen, period.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great. What are some of your favorite bands in Chicago?
Okay, number one,
Oh.
I think we can both agree upon because he usually gets me tickets on my birthday.
No, bands of Chicago.
Oh,
Chicago
Chicago.
bands.
Oh, that's okay. We could go with favorite bands,
Tortoise. One of my favorite bands is
Yeah.
but say it again. Say it again.
Tortoise.
Okay.
Tortoise. They've been around for years and years and years. Instrumental, but I've just been a fan for years.
Yeah.
And it's not even my style of music, and I love them.
Yeah,
Tortoise.
I've been stuck on a Tortoise song called Ry Cooter, which is named after a slide guitar player. For those who
Cool.
slide guitar,
Ry Cooter.
Yeah.
Okay.
and it's like a really good groove.
Yeah.
And
You
it's
know,
lots of xylophones.
Wow.
And they change instruments
Yeah.
sometimes, and the
Yeah.
guitar work in it is amazing, and it's not what you expect. And I'm telling you, so many songs and so many CDs. We've seen them live so many times. Tortoise rules.
Yeah, I think like
Right on. I've never heard of them.
The guitar
You'd love
player
them.
Jeff
You'd
Parker.
love them. Oh, yeah.
He's done stuff with Branford Marsalis. He's a jazz guy.
right. Yep,
I
yep,
think
yep.
they're all jazz guys that don't mind playing things other than jazz.
What
Word.
they make is
That's cool.
not exactly jazz. I can't even explain what it just
that's what I mean.
grooves.
I think they have an understanding of jazz, but they're not gonna sit there and just play like, okay, I have all this theory. I'm just gonna go out on a tangent with it.
Yeah, you'll
Right,
love
right.
Tortoise. You'll love Tortoise. Wow.
Cool. Thank you for that. What was the? Where would you say you get the industrial influence? Because I hear that a lot in your music. I mean, I hear a lot of other things that like it's just kind of like of course like metal and maybe some disco and maybe some funk and maybe some like interesting stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what I hear is a backbone of industrial.
Yeah.
Like
That's all her.
Yeah.
I mean, not like I don't like it, but if I did it all myself,
industrial.
what comes out of me is like whatever comes out of me at that moment.
Because industrial for me is danceable metal, and that's what I like.
Yeah.
It's you can groove to it, you can move to it. In Greece, I went to junior high and high school in Greece, and we
Cool.
had like metal clubs,
Yeah.
and people would actually stand on the dance floor facing the wall and headbang because that was what they did.
Right.
You didn't
Yeah.
break the rule, you didn't break the tradition and
He's
things
not
like that.
headbanging.
And it's like So for
Right
me,
on.
I love the idea of danceable, harder, and I don't know, it's just guttural and bass heavy and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. I will always turn the bass up and the treble down. I love that stuff. It's just hard. And yeah, I started off with metal anyway. I was a big fan of Black Sabbath and Ozzy, and oh my God.
I started off all over the place because every black household, when I was obviously you had the R&B and stuff.
Sure.
My mother being from the South liked country, so she would watch Country Music Awards, so I would watch that.
Sure.
Then radio, before radio became this, this blinders on type of thing, so this like Doobie Brothers and all of that. Then in high school, I get into rock, so you get all the metal stuff. And then, like again, because my mother, I like country guitar playing, not necessarily country music.
But some
jazz,
guitar
I became
players
once
were-
I started playing guitar. I love jazz. I can listen to jazz. I've learned a lot from jazz. Disco. I guess basically what we do is like if you took most forms of music that are out there, throw some Bad Brains in there or whatever,
Yeah.
and put it in a blender, and that's how you get whatever the hell it is we are.
And then we used to
Right
be
on.
Cottonseed, so we used to do acoustic. But we also do about 20 covers from a band called 16 Horsepower.
Okay.
Which is a southern
Describe it.
deep
Gothic
down Americana band. Oh my God, they're just amazing. And so we do so many
Yeah.
covers from this band. I've been very influenced by his vocals, very influenced. So
Yeah.
yeah, just a total different direction.
And I've learned a few things. Like she
Greek music
hooked me up
and
about and Greek music also.
Middle Eastern
there's
music
a Greek
and-
singer that she told me about, Elena Vitali. I can listen to Elena Vitali all day.
Cool.
because she's gypsy
Yeah.
and she
No,
just
it's
does
just the
traditional
rap-
Greek music with that raspy
that
voice.
raspiness of a, but then there's a band from Sweden called Garmarna that I like. And so I know this is going back a few questions.
That's fine.
It's all
That's
over
fine.
the place.
And then we're Meshuggah fans,
Yeah,
big
Meshuggah.
Meshuggah fans.
Right on.
But
Yeah,
they're
all their
awesome.
stuff you can understand it because they obviously, like most metal bands, they sing in English.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if they would do some of that stuff in Swedish though.
That would be
All
nice.
right on. Okay.
I wouldn't understand what they're saying, but
Well, most people can't understand like the whatever that raspy growling voice anyway. It's more of an energy instrument than it is a vocal.
Yeah,
you know what I
yes.
mean?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
especially with metal and like even the stuff that I do, like the heavier, super fast. It's just like low voice, high voice, low voice, high voice,
Yeah.
and they're just like powers. They're not even like a vocal. It's just like it's almost like a guitar.
Yeah.
But it's a
Yes.
vocal.
like a
You know what I
freight
mean?
train moving forward and there's no brakes on it.
Yep.
Creates a
You know.
feel.
Yeah, exactly. It's a feeling. It's an energy.
Yes.
That's what you're
Definitely.
doing. And if you have like one hook that like is understandable, that's the thing that sticks in people's mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
almost like that's the one little nugget that you put in there that you feed them.
Even
You know,
if it's
that
a
way
few
home,
notes. Even if it's
Yeah.
a few notes and not
Yep.
a word sometimes. Even if it's a few notes that can
Oh,
only
yeah.
stick to the head,
Yeah, and that's all that
Yeah.
counts is a few notes because, I guess mentioning Bad Brains again,
Oh yeah.
they, it's not like this complex, even though there's a lot of complex stuff that I like, it's not this or like other punk bands, it's not complex or blues. It's not, it's not about how much you use. It's taking that little bit and, hitting them in the face with it.
Mm-hmm.
knowing how to present it, how to
Yeah.
get their focus in a certain way, how to present your case, and then making your point.
Yeah.
Right on.
And if they don't want to listen,
Right on.
yeah.
What was the last live show you guys played?
Oh.
It was lockdown. It was Christmas. It was Halloween. Halloween
okay.
lockdown, and I dressed up as Spartacus, and he
Yeah.
was a killer.
Oh, you mean out at a out at
club?
I mean, like straight up, like you played live,
Yeah.
like a show, yeah, like performed at a venue.
venue?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Indiana. We played in Indiana. That was
Yeah.
our last gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. What?
Yeah, it was our last
No,
gig.
no, it was the one after that.
What did we play after that?
It was a suburb. Pardon my memory.
We played in the suburbs.
Yeah, that other, not the Indiana one, the one after that. Son of a bitch. But that was
Fox Lake. Oh,
Wow, you
Yeah.
played in Fox Lake. Was
I'm
it?
trying to remember the name of the
something-
Was it
band.
at the deli?
No.
Oh, my boy has a deli in Fox Lake. That's awesome, and he does shows.
oh, okay. Oh,
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Oh,
Yeah, their band played here. Having Kittens, they played here.
having kittens.
I love it. What a
Yeah, I
I have
great.
to check that out.
Wow, I'm not
But-
gonna forget
Yeah,
that.
Epic Deli in Fox Lake.
That's
Awesome.
just wow.
Okay.
Sorry, I was hoping that was it. I was like, oh, come on, they had to have played Epic
I
Deli.
guess that last gig we tried to put it out of our minds because we had so many technical difficulties.
Okay, okay.
But the other gig, the Halloween one, we recorded it all. So we live streamed it. We recorded it, and my speaker, my monitor, like started tipping over. So
Whoa.
I grabbed it midair.
Wow.
Like literally midair. So I'm Spartacus,
Yeah.
grabbing the thing
Like
midair,
Sparta.
and I'm
And
like,
there's
"This is Sparta!" It was
15
hilarious.
15-inch Mackie monitor
Yeah.
on the.
It just tipped over.
Son of a what?
And I'm holding it sideways,
Yeah, like-
and I'm like,
Atlas.
I saved music. I'm like, look at that.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
Hey, like being ready for.
I have to put it in
Yeah.
a little loop,
Yeah,
with
like-
the GIF. Yeah, just yeah, good, hilarious. It was
Awesome.
just- oh my god, it was a good gig though. It was a very good gig.
Yeah, that part. Yeah.
It's so political. It was so in your face.
Well, that's.
They're
Right
pitting
on.
you against each other. You ideas are pitting you against each other.
That's great. I love your, like, going back to that, I love your messages in between the songs.
Thank you.
Like, if there was I don't know, obviously this could take a while, but like if there was a message that the band wanted to, like, what is the point of the band, or what is the thing
Mission
that the
statement.
Yeah, the mission statement for the band.
I guess to unify everyone. Because it's like, you know, truth and love, you can't have one without the other. Everything else is a lie. Truth and love. And if you don't have one or the other, it is a lie. You don't have love. You got to have one and the other. And that's the only glue that keeps us together. Everything else is a lie. Period.
Love it. I
You
love
agree?
it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the band. I mean, because every once in a while she would ask me, okay, do you like what we're doing and things like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell her, one, even though you are my wife, I'm not going to spend this much time with something just to humor somebody. Because I just don't.
Yeah, you're not that type of person anyway.
Because I wouldn't.
You're not a
I'd be
coddler.
half-assing it and like, okay, you know, I wouldn't put my thing, whatever my thing is, into it.
Yeah, you like this baby? Yeah.
Is this F
it's
okay?
good.
Yeah, but the song's in E flat. Oh,
Yeah.
whatever. you know, but so, and I always tell it, you know, with the lyrics and things like that, because like boy girl songs, you broke my heart songs, love songs, you trip over them. I mean,
Word,
you can't.
yeah.
You know, you.
We know what love is. We know
Yeah.
what peace is. Can you handle anger?
Yeah. I mean,
You know, can you,
Right.
right?
yeah. There's
Do we
plenty of
practice
those.
doing that?
Exactly. There are plenty of boy girl love songs and stuff
Right.
like that. The songs, political, whatever that political thing is, wherever that political idea is going, you know, it's like that.
Right.
Because
Well-
we're all, the number one thing, we fight for human rights, freedom of speech, human rights. Anything else that impedes on those two things is a problem. Period.
Right on.
Period. It doesn't take much, you know, but that's not what they tell us, you know, and that's
Yep.
it's just the glue, the singularity, the one
mean-
purpose, one future.
Yeah, and I've been in, you know, bands where, you know, it's the boy girl stuff, but it's still, I guess, I like what I'm doing. I have to enjoy it.
Absolutely.
You know, because again, if I don't enjoy it, it's like, why am I bothering? Why, you know, there's no point in me being here.
You keep it challenging. You
You know.
really keep it challenging, you know, and that's awesome. That's how we grow.
Yeah, and
You
we
know.
do.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm not
push each other, we
jumping
challenge.
subjects.
That's all good.
We challenge each other because there's a part, a song that we didn't play tonight, that
Yeah.
she put the drum parts in, and it kind of comes in. Like, you know, that's the best way to describe it. You know, like, whatever. And she's like, okay, I'll change that. I tell her, nope, just leave it. And when I stop at some point, it's the one song where I really have to count.
Right.
And it all sort of.
Sometimes you make it work.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't have to be
Like
tradition.
you help be the glue that puts
Yeah.
those two pieces together.
Yeah, as long as I pay attention.
Right,
If
right,
if
right.
I miss a count, it's like,
See, cylinder, squared.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a gap where there's nothing playing, so there's nothing for me to rely on. So it's just kind of, and then it comes back in.
Yeah. Right.
You know,
But you've got it in your mind, like
Yeah.
you know the BPM, and you're just
Yeah.
waiting.
just kind of okay, right about lucky.
Yeah. Yep.
The oddity makes it interesting sometimes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely does.
There were a lot of parts of the songs where I was surprised, like where you took it, like at like because you have you don't really do you sort of do the verse chorus, but not
Yeah.
really.
Not
Sometimes
really.
you do like an
Uh-huh.
A B C and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's like it's cool. Like some of those movements, like the changes from one movement to the next, like really surprised me,
Yes.
in like a good way.
Because
It was super
we
cool.
like it. We're like, okay, it needs to change here. Okay, it needs to do this. Okay, it needs to do that. So
Yeah.
we like it. We like where it goes. That's all.
And
That
the
was
one,
great.
The one I think you're talking about, because when you mentioned earlier when you heard disco,
Demonization?
no,
Yeah.
Impasse.
Oh.
Because Impasse, like if you erased
Yeah, song two.
everything,
Yeah.
if you erased everything, the drum beat is a disco beat.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
But that's an
That was his
industrial
idea.
thing. Well, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It may be his thing. I'm sorry if you were going that direction with it, but like that's like I don't know bands like KMFDM
Yes.
Yeah.
or whatever.
Big
You know, like those are disco metal bands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
yeah. And when we came up, because
Techno.
Yes.
exactly, we were in a rehearsal space, so there were 2 drum kits, and we were creating Impasse. Like, so we had the da 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 going in the looper.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we need a drum beat. So I sat behind the kit, you know, not like I'm Dennis Chambers or whatever. I can handle it. I'm like,
Yeah.
boom, we got it, and then keep that up here, and then go home and program
Program it,
and
yep.
just leave it. And the middle section matches up. I guess you could call it a bridge, and then it goes back. But yeah, it's just a disco
Bridge.
beat.
Yeah, I like that
You
bridge
know,
part. I'm taking my
And the
shoes
two
off.
Cool.
the two opposing time signatures going against each other.
Look how short I
You know.
am.
Do I have to adjust the camera? I think we're okay. I think we still got you.
That's fine. I didn't know there's a hole in the floor.
Is there anything that you're planning on doing in the next year?
Making new songs. We're in the middle of 2. We have so many pieces and pieces of songs. Like for years, for over 20 years, we've been collecting like pieces and snippets. And oh my god.
Yeah, and I've got
it's-
stuff that she doesn't even know about. Not keeping it secret or whatever, but like when I'm sitting at home practicing, you're like, dang, oh wait,
That's that thing again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
he
then you get
works
the
on a lot
phone
of-
and I put it in front of the amp. Just
Yeah.
So I've had to empty the phone out a few times because ideas just pile on top of each other, and I'll okay, such and such, and then the key behind.
Yeah, you got to make notes. You got to make notes
Yeah.
on those because otherwise it's like just
Yeah.
random pasta.
It's the lyrics sometimes that stop me from moving forward, because unless I come to a new way of thinking, it's hard to just keep, because now I feel like I'm regurgitating the same lyrics and stuff. So I have to come to a new conclusion, because it's always coming to a new conclusion no matter what. You know,
I hear you.
Every year I feel like I've learned more, and eliminated other things. And you got to change, but I'm good with change.
Right on.
You change when your reality becomes a new awareness, because what's real is just this. It's different from one person to the other.
Yeah, it's perception, yeah.
It is perception, but no matter what, what we make of reality is one thing. What reality makes of us
Yeah.
is a different situation. And so we have to be aware of that. Are we changing because we hate what we see, or are we changing because we accept what we see and we move forward and be productive about what is happening?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like there's so many ways to say that. That was like the most succinct way of saying it, because you went through like, I think like 3 major talking points that like you kind of need to explain to like normies that don't even think like that ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the whole thoughts and actions and what do you have control over and what don't you have control
Yeah.
over, and you have to like accept that you only have control over certain things. And really, I was not to I guess I'll just go down this one path with it. It was a thought that I had last week actually too with some people that were here, the last band that was here, and we were kind of talking along the same lines. And so what do you have control over? And most people will say your thoughts and your actions. You know what I mean? But like honestly, I question whether you have control over your thoughts.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, and I
Because
see
your
what
thoughts
you-
can just it's your reactions to the things that pass through your mind instead.
But even those reactions could be conditioned.
For sure.
Like the school ground, what we learned on the playground was the first social interaction, that it is conditioning here to either be bullied or to be the bully. That is not a coincidence. Because it teaches you in the future to be the bully or to be bullied. And in the 80s, you had all these group-oriented school movies where, you belong to this group or to that group.
Yeah,
and you
word.
think
It's true.
alike with these groups. If you question any one of these groups, it's considered blasphemy. So you don't belong to that group anymore. So you have to be accepted, and that means accepting the doctrine that this group is adhering as a truth.
But
Right.
even before the 80s,
Well
like
done.
if you look at old movies like from the 50s, it's that same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, you're with the jocks, you're with the whatever they were.
That's not a
Rockers or
The
coincidence.
rockers, the
whatever.
greasers.
Yeah,
there you
yeah,
go. You're with the greasers, or you're with this group, or you're with that. So that has always been there.
And it's not a coincidence, because when you tell like some sort of truth that's opposite to what another person believes in, they shut down.
Yeah.
They feel weird. They don't
Yeah.
feel welcoming a different idea that would erupt all these different questions, and therefore a conversation would begin.
Yeah.
And then you have people saying, "Hey, you're thinking about the truth as with scientific method," and it's like there is no other way of looking at the truth. If you do not use scientific method, then you just believe in a truth.
Word.
And believing in a truth is not the way to go. Either sitting on the fence and saying, I don't have all the answers, you're better off than to sit down and accept the truth for what it is, because it's blinding.
Well done. I love talking to you.
Oh, we're gonna have
It's
so much more
cool.
conversations, me and
That's
you.
so
Yeah,
cool.
it's like you're gonna come over to our house. We're gonna cook and we're gonna have
Well,
conversations.
she's gonna cook because
Right on.
I can handle burgers.
Cool.
And that's about
Well,
it.
you and I can play guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Break out a couple that I don't use anymore.
so awesome. You two playing. That would be great.
Awesome. Well, obligatory response. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much
Jason
for having
Zadora,
us.
thank you for letting us be here.
You're
It was a
amazing.
pleasure. It was a pleasure. Alrighty. Here we go. Yeah. Alrighty. Take care,
Like a
guys.
three-headed dildo.
Oh, that's my classical quartet.
Three-headed dildo.
And you know, somewhere there's a group of classical musicians with a sense of humor that would probably go for
I'd
that.
be like, all right, let's do it.
They would be
do it.
hard to
Oh
find,
my
but
god, this is getting funnier than that. What a great interview. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
yes.